Sunday, November 23rd, come and see us, Steve Dangle Podcast, with the Eastern champions, Oshawa Generals.
Woo!
Taking on the Kitchener Rangers. Boo. Piss. And an SDPN live show right after at Bond Street, which we love. That venue is awesome.
Pizza. Real good.
Man, we've got like, this is so much fun. And we loved going to Generals games as friends. Like, we used to just go on a Sunday and it was fun. Now we have kids, harder to do. But instead of that, we're like, how about we just do a show with the Generals? And now we can make sure that we get to at least one every year. So we're going to be doing that live show, a first game, then live show. And we could talk about some of the players. So this one's Hao Shi Wang is a Chinese-born player. Second round pick, 33rd overall to our friends, the San Jose Sharks.
Very nearly a first round pick.
He is 6'6" and 225, and the man is like 18.
A child. The man, a child is
225.
Big. Yeah.
This
Real
is crazy.
impressive. Real impressive.
Also, Owen Griffith will be there, Columbus's fifth round pick, who led the team in scoring in last year's playoffs, 29 points in 21 games. And obviously Bond Street Event Center, which is amazing. It's the old area, the old building where GM workers used to meet when they had their union meetings, which is kind of cool.
Oh, it's right. It's a hop, skip, and a jump from the arena.
Absolutely. So we're looking forward to it. The link for the tickets is available right now. Link in the description, either of the video or audio, wherever you're listening or watching. And you can buy your tickets right now. We're so excited to be working with the Oshawa Generals, and we will see you Sunday, November 23rd.
The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle,
What?
and Jesse Blake.
And Steve Dangle just flew into the studio in a pigeon costume. I don't know why he decided to be a pigeon, but there are many of them in Toronto. Jesse looking like Jesse looking. Is it the Grim Reaper?
Yep.
I like it.
It is.
He's got you got red, scary eyes. So we got the Grim Reaper and a pigeon. And my costume, you probably can't tell. My costume is Toronto Media, the scariest demon of all.
You've heard of Boo. Now, how about?
I like that.
I actually can't. I can't hear my headphones.
No, it's okay because it's the volume's down low. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Don't worry. It was just the intro that was
Never
low.
mind. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, it's a
What
little
I meant
hard.
to
It's a
say.
little hard to see and hear in costumes.
I
That's
imagine
okay.
it would.
Yeah.
You can take that mask off anytime you want, Jesse.
No.
No, it's Halloween.
Hey,
Adam.
Justin, can
why
you
do you
turn-
hate Halloween?
Or Jesse, can you turn the light off so we can see those laser eyes a little bit more? It's to your left.
Oh.
There. Here.
Oh.
Still can't really see them.
No,
No, it's because they're off.
the studio.
They're good. They're good. Yeah, now we can see them. Now we can see them.
Gosh.
Just look
I'm
forward.
gonna
Look
fly
forward.
away from you.
Go
Jesse.
to the cam there.
Yeah. Go to Jesse Cam.
Here, wait.
Look up a little.
No. Give it a second.
Oh, they're off. They're off.
Oh.
No. Give it a. Ah! Oh no.
Very
Yep.
cool.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Yeah. Scary.
scary.
You look like a Dementor, but less transphobic. Look at that. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Wow.
Harry Potter. I get it.
Yes,
Harry
I get it.
indeed. Sorry, I meant to say.
Hey, listen. Welcome to the Halloween episode of the Steve.
Why do you
Dangle
hate
Podcast.
Halloween?
Why do I hate Halloween?
Yeah.
I just never liked it that much.
Oh.
I'm already focused on Xmas. So I will be seeing you all tomorrow for Christmas season beginning, because November 1st is the official start for
Oh,
Christmas
way to
season.
disrespect the troops.
Yeah. Hey, how about they've got nothing to it? One has nothing to
What?
do with the other.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Well,
How about that?
I didn't know where you were going with the next
How about you can
words
walk
out of
and
your
chew
mouth.
gum? How
How
about you can
about-
celebrate Christmas and the troops?
how about November 12th? You're a bad Canadian.
Wow. Yeah.
What about American Thanksgiving? You half American.
Whoa!
Yeah. Hey, listen, we always do celebrate that. We always do celebrate that.
Yeah,
American
but you're already
Thanksgiving.
on to Christmas.
It's the better Thanksgiving. Americans will tell you it's not. Wait till you have a Thanksgiving in early October. You don't know. American Thanksgiving's better. Far more.
Starting to come around.
By the way,
But after all, I am a pigeon. Just
my-
feed me anything.
my stepfather's from Seattle, and he says that Canadian Thanksgiving is better. He's like, because American Thanksgiving, you're having a turkey, and then at Christmas, you're having another turkey. He's like, it's 2 turkeys in a month. It's a lot of turkey.
yeah,
I like that, though.
that's a skill issue, though.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's a skill issue. I have had and enjoyed lasagna for Thanksgiving. because
by the
skill
way,
issue.
I do want to mention too that Jesse has brought a Grim Reaper stick. So if you're watching this,
Anybody listening, probably
he has been previously holding the Blue Jays menacing baseball bat, where it's like if you have a bad take, he's gonna pop you on the head. Did you bring that too, or is that at home?
No, that's here. That's here too. I forgot to turn back on the lights. I can't really see anything.
You can take the mask off at any time.
Oh,
we already been through this.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough. Whatever, man. Well, I can't wait for these clips to hit the internet and our very serious takes to be taken very seriously, especially with Jesse's mask.
You know, that's a rule. If you went to school for this goofiness we're doing, they talk to you about things like Halloween and newscasters and how they won't dress up for Halloween just in case that's the day like the president died.
Yeah.
You know, and they're sitting there as there's breaking news or there's a fire, you know, and they're like, we got to sit here and talk about this triple murder or fire, and they're in a vampire costume.
And for you, not only would you be in costume, you'd be the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
So that's why you're not supposed to do these things. But we work in sports, and I crossing my fingers, nobody important passes away today.
Did you guys get the thing in college too, where they told you not to have any facial hair, otherwise nobody would take you seriously?
No, I think I was young enough where that wasn't a thing.
In radio, they said, do not have a mustache, do not have a beard. No one will take you seriously. And then they showed us research that said people with, this is pre-beard and bun, like millennial culture. This is like 2008.
This is pre-indie barbecue.
Yeah,
place?
yeah, for sure. And the burger joint, the millennial burger joint. They told us and showed us research at the time that said, guys, if you have a beard, any sort of facial hair at all, not clean shaven, you will never get a promotion. And
was your teacher like north of 80?
He was Jerry. Jerry was.
Oh, his name's Jerry.
His name was. He was 55, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like.
There's
it.
no.
Yeah, that doesn't
under 40 Jerry's.
Yeah,
that
he's
doesn't
an elder
exist
boomer
anymore.
Yeah.
I think you're fine.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, Easter Seals next Friday at this time. I did want to mention that. So please get your donations in. World Series tonight. Jesse will be streaming as always. And guys, it must be October 31st because there's somebody very spooky at the top of the NHL standings.
Oh.
That's right. The Pittsburgh Penguins are the hottest team in the NHL, and they are numero uno.
Wow.
Of course they are.
Now, get ready to dunk on us because, by the way, everybody in Pittsburgh, everybody in Allegheny County, in Cranberry Township, you guys all, everybody who watches KDKA every single night to see the news, you guys deserve this. Dunk away. And we're going to talk about why the Pittsburgh Penguins are good right now. Okay?
Let's do it.
So let me just run you through some stats.
Oh, that's where we're starting.
That's where we're starting.
Oh, all right.
Now, what is working about the Pittsburgh Penguins being number one ahead of the Winnipeg Jets in the league? They have a team save percentage of plus 920.
Man.
They are second in the NHL in blocked shots. They are third best in save percentage. I mentioned the plus 920. There's only two teams ahead of them. They are third highest power play percentage.
That helps.
They have the 14th best shorthanded percentage. So middle of the league, not bad.
Pretty good.
Second in goals for overall, 10th in goals against.
In these goal scoring contests, it tends to be important
to not allow as many as you score.
Yeah, you don't allow much and you score a lot.
It's crazy.
That is very good. And also, let's not forget, dudes Kyle Dubas gave away for nothing. They have an abundance of dudes Kyle Dubas gave away for nothing and then scooped up by, it says here, Kyle Dubas.
Now, something that is worth mentioning and in the whole picture, and this is how I think they're viewing it inside the Penguins organization, is their 5-on-5 play cannot hold up like this.
Okay.
They do not play well 5-on-5. Their special teams are carrying them. And I will illustrate it to you in one stat. Shot differential.
Okay.
Okay, we are 12 games into the season. Shot differential is the same as goal differential. Shots for versus shots against.
Sure.
Okay? What do you think their shot differential is? And I've already suggested it might not be great. We are 12 games in.
Minus 30.
Okay, that would be bad. Jesse.
Like total?
Total, what's their shot differential? It's a plus or a minus number. There's 12
Like, it
games.
should have been like it's a per
Whoa, when
game
did
number,
Jesse
right?
get here?
Yeah,
I took off the mask. It became a little much.
I love your
Now,
hair.
It's now just like a hair thing.
Yeah.
But it's spooky because I'm holding.
Now he's just member of the media. Ooh.
I'm gonna
So
show up like this to the Leafs locker room.
so their shot differential, Jesse,
Minus 5.
minus 52.
Oi.
Their shot differential per game is a negative 4.344. Now,
There's a better number.
That doesn't sound great, but that puts them 29th in the league in shot differential next to the San Jose Sharks, Chicago Blackhawks, and last place in shot differential, Vancouver Canucks.
You know who probably hates that a whole bunch?
I know a guy,
Their president.
Kyle Dubas.
Yes.
And that
But
is-
they're winning.
Yeah, and listen, we know how Kyle Dubas views these things.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you that he's going to ride this as long as he can. But 5-on-5, that's a significant weakness. But what is he going to do? Be mad at it?
Listen, not every team is a juggernaut. And they're getting the things that non-juggernaut teams need to win. Their special teams are good. They're getting saves. Their decor, I still think on paper, is completely shocking. But what do? You don't want to have to block shots. But it is a skill if you can do it. Everyone should be trying and willing to do it. Not everyone tries and not everyone's willing. They're doing it. So I'm fascinated to see how long they can ride it. I think it's so funny to see, like, listen, we're getting murdered
And
by
we
a
should be.
variety of fan bases
should be.
around this league, and we should be. And like, also as opposed to what? When everyone's so nice to the Leafs? Like,
Well, I
stop.
listen, I always think it's funny when people are like, yeah, well, how are the Leafs doing? I'm like, that's not what's at
That's
issue
what
here.
was not what we were talking about. Was not.
You want some harsh Leafs criticism, hang around because we got some.
And then we do talk about the Leafs, and now you're talking about the Leafs. Like, all right, cool. Here I am in my can't win cave.
Yep.
But like, for example, the Red Wings. We're like, I don't think they're for real. They're at the top of the standings, and most of the fans, not all that I've seen, are like, yes, we are, and we told you we are.
And bullshit you told us.
Well,
Stop
Penguins fans are like, we're just happy to be involved.
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
they do think it's funny. They do want this to continue. Like, they're not built to lose on purpose. They're not. They're not built like a tanking team. They do have some challenges ahead of them. Losing Raquel for as long as they're losing him for is bad. But
Emergence of Kindle.
they are.
I was there for his first goal.
There you
Want
go.
to say? Saw that in person.
Brazeau, frig off.
I know.
Hollander, frig
I
off.
know.
Just both of them frig off.
Hate him forever.
Dubas for prison 2026. See, I'm giving him a few months, 2026. He can have his freedom till then. But they're doing what we asked them to do with Sidney Crosby. Get him wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where. We wanted him to go somewhere else to get wins. Turns out he can just do them right at home.
This is such a revisionist history.
Yes, it is.
Gino
Yes, it
Malkin.
is.
Thank you
No,
for saying
like,
that.
and that's part of being human.
Gino
It's
Malkin.
revisionist history,
Gino
Jesse.
Malkin is still sixth place right now in scoring, Jesse.
And he'd be higher if they allowed that goal.
little pushback on they're doing it through their power play thing. One, yes, they are second in league in power play. Power play is a part of the game. You're allowed to be good there, but if you take a look at the numbers, 5-on-5 goals scored at even strength, they are fifth in the league.
Yes, and that's great. Look at shots for versus shots against even strength. It's rough.
Yeah, but they're still scoring at 5-on-5.
They are.
It's not like their goals are only coming on the power play and they're just merchants off of that. They're getting both.
And Malkin, who I brought up, 12 games, 17 points, 11 of those are even strength points. So,
Wow.
So to Jesse's point, yes, they are scoring on that too. This is a team that will take advantage of you when you make a mistake.
Well,
and that's awesome.
And can I just say on the shot differential thing, they also have 6 empty net goals, which is a crazy amount of empty net goals, which is pushing them up the goals for per game thing. And they're getting outshot during 5-on-5 because score effects are leading the other team to put a bunch of shots on
have
the
the
net
lead.
because they're in the lead so often.
Yeah.
So You're able to find that on NHL.com. Lord knows where. Good luck to you. But there is a stat percentage of the time leading.
Yes, I can do that.
I'd be
quickly.
curious to know where the Penguins are. They're 8-2-2. So my assumption is somewhere at least in the top 10.
Yeah, no, this team, like, they've been playing ahead, and I think that plays into the numbers looking a little wonky for their current winning that they're doing. And I don't think anybody looks at the team on paper and says that this is going to be a first place of the NHL team, but they're getting it done.
They're getting it done, man.
They've taken the ice 12 times and failed to get points twice.
Yeah, and eventually it's going to not be a fluke, right?
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
I don't think we're at that date yet.
Well, it was like,
no, it's a long season.
A lot of teams you can pinpoint 10, 12 game stretches in a lot of bad team seasons where they look good.
Yes.
So I feel like it's premature to crown them, but they're playing well.
remember Vegas's inaugural year? And they win their first game and we're like, good for them.
Yeah.
And then I think they won their second game and we're like, hey, that's nice. About a month in, we're like, huh. And after about 2, keeping in mind that they were on to their 5th goalie by the end of all that, we're like, is Vegas just good?
Mm-hmm. It turns out they were.
And it turns out they were. Like every year, there's, underachievers, overachievers. And then there's the one team where we all just go, wait, they're just good then.
Mm-hmm.
How did this happen?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you randomly inject a guy who was a 4th liner last year into your lineup and he scores 6 goals in 12 games. He's a half a goal a game player, scoring at a 41 goal pace. Yeah, that's going to help you win games. You get a guy who was in the minors a lot of last year in Philip Hollander and he's with Crosby. Like they're getting it done. It's a great story.
However you do it, get it done.
We wanted Crosby to get wins. We did not think it was going to happen in Pittsburgh because there was no real reason to believe it would happen in Pittsburgh.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't.
No.
So we hammered the trade thing.
Now
they're winning there. So I don't know. I guess keep them.
Here's how I know it might be magic. We are 1 month into the season today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How many goals and how many assists does Sidney Crosby have?
I'm going to go with probably less than you think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say like 4 goals, 3 assists.
I thought this is how you know this might be a team of destiny. 8 goals, 7 assists, and his number's 87.
Oh my.
Oh, so it's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And it's also the 8-7.
Lol.
Damn.
Oh, Sid.
Wow.
And he makes 8.7 million. It's just there's so much happening here. So they're going to go to the finals.
I don't know where he ends up all time. He might be a top 5 forward.
Crosby?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think?
A lot of people will fight you on that.
Well, they're
You'd
dumb.
be surprised.
Okay, cool, man.
Name the other 5 ahead of him if you're not
Well, this is
putting Crosby.
okay.
Gretzky, Lemieux.
Wayne Gretzky's easy. Mario Lemieux is easy. That's crazy. He might be a top 5
Gordie Howe,
forward,
I think
not
you
even
gotta
a top
say.
Penguin.
Best power forward of all time.
Like Gordie Howe's in there. Yeah. Some people say Messier. I will not. Does McDavid eventually pass him?
Yes, I think so. If he plays, with the October McDavid's had, maybe not.
Right.
But yeah, I would say Sid is.
Well, Sid's done this over 2 decades.
McDavid's got to get the winning part down.
Yes.
And Sid's got 3 cups.
Yep.
And he is of those players. You can mix him in wherever you want. But I don't care what the ranking is. If we're just looking at the 5 best, Sid is the 4th guy.
He's in there.
3 cups, 2 Olympics.
Yep.
For McDavid's generation, that's going to screw up a lot of resumes. Not even McDavid's
World Cup.
generation
Dude, there was the World
necessarily.
Cup. That counts.
I mean,
It freaking counts, dude.
yeah.
You got to count it.
You want more Team of Destiny stats?
Give it to me.
They've actually been out-goaled in the first periods this season.
No way. Really?
So talking about that leading trailing thing, they've scored 11 goals in the first period. Their opponents have scored 12.
So they're good comebackers too.
They're doing their business late and they're getting it done.
Wow.
What percent of the game do they spend with the lead?
I don't have that yet.
Oh, you don't have that?
No. It is tricky to.
NHL.com actually has an insane amount of statistics on it, but finding it and navigating it is, as someone who has written 2 books based off the information from NHL.com, frustrating, to say the least. It is very
Yeah, the cumulative time isn't something that I'm getting here. It's just the goal stats, but I'll figure we can figure
Sure,
that out
it's
for some
fine.
other day.
Yeah.
Like-
Yeah. I just wanted to do a big shout out to the Pittsburgh Penguins. I've given them a lot of shit over the last couple of years. This is, I think, the best they have felt since like pre-Brian Burke, Ron Hextall era. And
since they won the cup.
since they won the cup, you think?
Like 2017, yeah.
You think this is the best since then? I
They're
can't
first
imagine.
place. When was the last time they were first place?
That's true. It's a good point.
Like,
All right. It's a good time to be a Penguins fan. I don't know if it lasts. And I think if you're being an honest Penguins fan, you don't know if it lasts either. But if it does, that sure is fun.
well, there's only so many months in the season, and you're the best team after one of them.
You know,
So-
Kyle Dubas is going to just pull all the shit that we talked in the preseason and put it in a sizzle reel before a game, right? Like we've been
Oh, yeah.
sizzle reeled before by various NHL clubs. I think
and this
we're
year,
gonna get it. We're gonna get
this year is on pace to be bad.
it.
Detroit,
Oh, man.
Pittsburgh, Philly's yipping in our mentions a little bit.
Whoa. Are you saying Flyers fans have a bit of a mouth?
Oh, yeah. Like,
no way.
I mean,
I'm shocked.
it's
like it,
it's
though.
shaping up to be a tough spring for us.
Well, it could be, but again, it's
We're still in fall.
you were still in the fall, and this is one month. There's a lot of months to go.
Also, I don't take being wrong about predictions personally.
I don't either.
It's very hard to predict things.
No, I just like being right.
I'd prefer to be right, but it's way more fun. You have to admit, it is kind of fun to be wrong when people dunk on you because you kind of get a good laugh out of it, unless they're being like weird. I think usually it's just funny jokes, right?
You ever try to do better and you realize and you fight against doing better because you're actually in the process of doing better, convinced that the terrible way you live your life is right?
Right.
Like, I should handle being wrong better. No, I think it's weird that you handle being wrong well. I think that's weird.
I don't
It
know,
should
as long as it's
bother
funny,
you
I don't mind.
that you weren't right. It should It is the therapists who are wrong.
I said that Connor Hellebuck would have an awful season, or at least below a 920, and he won the Hart and Vesna. So I can never be upset at myself for being wrong because I was the most wrong that anybody's ever been about anything.
You were hilariously wrong.
I
Yeah.
was historically wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
How many goalies have won in the Hart and Vesna in the same year?
the
Handful?
last one was Carey Price 2015.
Like all time, it's a handful of guys,
It's
if
not
that.
really.
And the 1 year that it happens, I said that guy would just have a mediocre season.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
If you're going to be wrong, you have to be cartoonishly wrong,
Yeah.
which is why I need the Red Wings to either suck or win more. You're not winning enough. This is on Stevie Y. Because now they're just sort of good.
Yeah.
No, the Penguins are first. We can work with that.
Yeah.
The Red Wings just being a playoff team, top
No.
of the division, yes.
Yes.
No, bullshit. That's not enough. Keep going.
Well, anyway, I wanted to do a big shout out to Pens fans to start the show. You guys deserve it. Enjoy the moment. And if the moment lasts all season, we'll enjoy it with you.
Of course.
First in the NHL is so ridiculous.
That's
That's
nuts.
so funny.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Everybody had them 30 seconds.
What's the top five?
In the NHL?
Because, like, I don't
I think the Jets
look
are
at the
second.
standings a lot for the first month just because why?
Pens, Jets, Devils, Mammoth, Wings, Avalanche.
I'm going to go
Canadians.
with three of those no one called.
Oh my, the majority.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jets-
that's what three is.
Jets, I would have said, yeah, they'll probably be near the top. New Jersey, you could see everything else. I'm like, nope.
The Mammoth? The Red Wings?
Yeah. The Mammoth looks
And to be
scary.
fair to the standings, there's 6 teams with 16 points, and they're all tied for second in the league. So
The Leafs are in
It's
a
still
three-way
early.
tie for last in the Atlantic with Buffalo. Aw.
is that where we're going next?
And
No.
Florida.
No?
Huh?
No, we're not going there.
Why?
Because we got something better.
What?
I don't.
We got something better than the Leafs.
Okay.
Really?
You ready? When we come back, Evan Bouchard Corner. In partnership with Ford F-150, our new partners who we love, and you guys know how much I love an F-150, we're going to get to our ready, set Ford Performance of the Night. Okay?
Is this the Ford Performance Center?
No.
Oh.
It's the SDPN studio.
Got it,
Ready,
got it.
set Ford Performance of the Night.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with, because we were just talking about how great the Penguins were, and one of the things that's their strength is the power play. Monsters on the power play. And I want to give a little shout out to Mr. Ben Kindle.
Ooh.
He had a great goal on the power play last night, his third of the season. And listen, what we need in Pittsburgh right now, beyond like the fact that they're on a hot streak and that's great and they're first in the NHL, is we need young players to start emerging like now.
What percentage of the casual hockey fan knows who Ben Kindle is?
If we had done a who he play for segment, no, I think we're in the like maybe 5% of people get that.
Yeah, I think I might have been able to trip up Steve like a week ago.
Yeah.
On a Ben Kindle.
I got you now, though.
Yeah.
yeah. Now you know.
Now the question with this kid was he going to stick with the team, right?
Yeah.
He's played well. The Penguins are actually scoring, but this guy was an 11th overall pick in June, right? Like this, he's not had a lot of time to develop. He was playing with the Hitmen before that. He can still go back to junior. He's played 10 games though. So I think a little shout out is deserved there.
Oh yeah.
The fact that they're giving him a chance, like after the 9 games, you start that 10th game, you burn that first year of ELC.
Yeah.
And here he is burning it and scoring.
And it's not the end of the world if you do burn the first year of the ELC and then send a player back to junior. You know who had that? Leon Draisaitl.
Oh, man. Bummer.
And I think it worked out for them.
Yeah, exactly. So big shout out to Ben Kindle. Steve or Jesse?
I can go next because mine's also a power play goal.
Let's go.
And this one's a shout out to Brandon Hagel. In a 2-1 victory over the Dallas Stars, Brandon Hagel had the first goal of the game for the Lightning, and it was a power play goal. This is significant because Hagel hadn't scored a power play goal since March of 2024.
Wow.
Which is absurd because he plays with Kucherov.
118 games.
And they asked him about it, and he said, it's hilarious. Kuch has 1,000 points, and I'm on the unit for 90% of the year, and I cannot find one. I was able to do it tonight, and maybe some PKs will have to maybe scout 5 guys instead of 4 now.
That's unreal.
He said the other teams, I'm a threat. I'm a threat here. So shout out Hagel for the first time in 118 games scoring a power play goal.
Steve Dangle.
Man, the Canucks have had a tough season, but someone who has been absolutely rock solid and had a hat trick last night is Kiefer Sherwood. He's got one of my favorite stat lines in the league right now. Through 12 games, 9 goals, no assists.
So the Kirill Marchenko stat line.
And second in the league in hits.
Amazing.
Oh, wow.
The dude is showtime. That is it. Make plays? Nah, I am the plays. And he's screaming at you from the bench. And he's putting it in the net. And he's putting you through the board. That is who Kiefer Sherwood is. I love watching him play.
This guy rocks. Absolutely. Great picks, this one, guys. So listen, ready, set, Ford performance of the night brought to you by the Ford F-150, the ultimate outdoors vehicle. And I'll be honest with you, in my case, family vehicle.
Yeah, you own one.
Actually amazing. Also good if you own a business and have to transport audio equipment to multiple live shows every year.
Like Jesse.
Yeah, well, Jesse sometimes does, but it's mostly me.
Adam's got the 4.
Yeah. Now listen, there's a few. This time of year, people are always like, well, why he's been so negative? Why are you only picking the negative stories? Dude, teams that are supposed to be good, that are not, are a great story. The Leafs are one of them. The Oilers are another one. And specifically, the $10.5 million defenseman by the name of Evan Bouchard. Now, here's the thing. All of the things that Evan Bouchard is doing this year are things that he did before.
He's always done.
Which is why we have Evan Bouchard cornered. The issue, though, is that the Oilers are not scoring and Evan is not scoring. And McDavid is not scoring.
It's scary, man.
And so when you're not scoring and your salary has jumped as much as his has, then all of a sudden it's not cute when you do things like this anymore.
Yes.
Then it's like, well, hey, you're making 10.5 now. Maybe you need to make better defensive choices. So let's start. The Oilers were playing the hapless New York Rangers and somehow imploded. They had a 3-1 lead. But let's start with the first goal of the game, which is a Rangers pickoff pass. You see Bouchard at the low board there, and he's got the puck. And he is going to make a cross-ice pass to his defense partner. And I just want you to stop right here. So somebody on the New York Rangers read that.
So this is where I'm conflicted because it looks awful. And it's a bad giveaway from Bouchard. This is a really good read from Brodzinski.
Yeah.
It's a really good read.
Sure. But let's also say that the easy play is to cycle it down low to your forwards.
Yeah. Or
not cross-ice it.
Or just pass with some friggin' oomph.
It
Pass
was a
with
bit of
authority, right?
It was a bit of a weak pass.
It's soft.
So that leads to a breakaway, which leads to the goal that Steve mentioned, right? That's Johnny Brodzinski.
And I will say this, sometimes his back check makes it look like he doesn't give a damn. He actually really got on his horse. He just wasn't able to catch him.
He did. Now, listen, Oilers could use a goaltender too. We can talk about that ad nauseum. We've talked about it before. But Bouchard, that's not a great start. And giveaways have been the problem this year. The reason you can't give him the benefit of the doubt on that is because of not just what's going to happen later, but what's happening right now and what's been happening all season long. So let's go fast forward a little bit into the game. Now the score is tied 3-2. Or sorry, the score is not tied yet. The score is 3-2. But this is the game tying goal by man on a heater on a mission, Taylor Radish. Okay, Braden Schneider has already scored to make it 3-2. Here is the Bouchard giveaway on the Taylor Radish goal. Now, this one makes the last one look horrible. And so the Rangers kind of initiate a breakout here with 8:05 left in the third period. And it's not like the greatest breakout in the world. And the Oilers are able to break it up. You see the Oilers forward break it up at the center ice line. Bouchard has the puck. He is skating backwards, has full vision of the ice, can give it to anybody. Okay? What play, Jesse and Steve, does he make next?
I mean,
what play would you make?
Probably go to your defense partner who I think has more time than he does.
Yes.
He also has time to just hold on to this for a second or two and evaluate.
Yes.
But I would say probably go to his D partner.
Actually, you're wrong. What you should do is throw it up the board and at the person that's bearing down on you.
Oh, no!
And that's what he does. And by the way, does not throw it with much power either. The puck doesn't even leave the ice. Look, it'll hit 43's stick, right? Blocks it right there. And the puck doesn't even leave the zone. So that...
And look how unengaged he is.
Right. And then look at this.
You just gave it away.
Yeah.
Go nuts.
Okay. Oh. And so obviously this leads to Taylor Radish's. I think it was Connor Sheary that blocked it, and then Taylor Radish that was able to grab the puck, shoot it, score. That's a rough giveaway. Now,
you might like a save.
You probably do want to save there.
Stuart Skinner was bad.
He's bad.
Yeah.
He's bad.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we say that. However, we have not focused on Stuart Skinner too much lately because we've hit how many times we need to say this guy's not good enough for this Edmonton team.
At some point, it's not about him anymore.
It's about the management that keeps putting him in that spot.
Yeah, what do you expect?
I expect better moves from their high-paid defensemen. Let's go to overtime.
Yes, I meant Skinner.
No, I know you did, but that's let's have
a very serious conversation while wearing this.
Let's talk about overtime because this one is the icing on the cake. The first one in the first period, that happens. Second one in the third period, that's not great, man. This one is rocky. Now, let's run through the play. Rangers with the puck. They're trying to break out of their zone. They're doing so successfully. Remember, we are 3-on-3. It is overtime here. And Evan Bouchard, let's just pause it there, Jesse, because it's loading anyway. Mm-hmm. Evan Bouchard is in great position here. You can see him at the top of the ice, right near the Rogers logo, because it's Rogers Place. Okay? He's at the top of the ice. He's got his man covered. We're good. Mm-hmm. We're good. Mm-hmm. All right. What happens next, though? So the Rangers do the breakout. Yes, Jesse?
Mm-hmm. No, go ahead.
Okay. Rangers do the breakout. And here's the thing. They cross the ice. Edmonton forward allows the Rangers forward. That'd be JT Miller.
I will say,
to skate across the ice.
Is that Leon?
That's McDavid.
No. Buddy doing panic crossovers there at the blue line. That's Leon. That's awful stuff.
And McDavid lets Miller kind of skate by.
McDavid's just kind of chilling. That's bad looking.
But that's not his guy.
That's true,
but still, you could back check a little.
Yeah,
he's crossing into your zone. That becomes his guy.
You could probably try and put your stick out
because
you could, but you probably have faith in Leon to turn this into something. Then you get the puck, and now you're 1-on-1 with someone, which means you have a breakaway because you're Connor McDavid.
Now, JT Miller makes it across the line. It's clear that Leon's beat. Now, stop it here. Leon is beat.
Yes.
Evan Bouchard, who's a wonderful skater, has the angle on JT Miller. It doesn't mean he can stop the shot, but he can interrupt it, deflect it, do whatever. What Evan Bouchard needs to do is just literally lean into JT Miller. Get some skin on him. That's it. Try to break this up. Allow Skinner to make a less difficult save. What does Evan Bouchard do, though?
He takes the pass.
Evan Bouchard backs off JT Miller.
Evan.
He's on a 2-on-0. And JT Miller cuts across. Evan's not even standing at the top of the crease to interrupt JT Miller coming across Stuart Skinner. Nothing.
The Oiltober is one of the craziest phenomenons in hockey.
3 years in a row.
3 years in a row trying to go to the Stanley Cup final for the best team the Western Conference has to offer.
Yeah.
And this is the third straight Oiltober. And he's at the forefront of all of it. It's him and Skinner. Like, Oiltober is those two, and they're a match made in hell. Like, just brutal.
On Halloween, no less.
Brutal. Sorry, they're a match made in hell. I'm a spooky pigeon.
Yeah. Yep. It's not a great look. And Mark Spector torched that performance last night in his column.
How did the Toronto media cause the Edmonton Oilers to duff that?
And you know what? He should. This is a guy that you expect a lot more from. My question to you guys is, when we sit here on November 30th with our mustaches grown, what will the Oilers story be? Are we going, wow, what a turnaround? Or does this extend into November? And I'm going to ask you the same question about the Leafs in about 20 minutes here. So just just hang on to that. What is the most likely outcome?
I think it's LMAO. They did it again. And they're fine. They're fine. And then they get, they're going to right the ship a little bit. They're going to be like kind of mid. And then they're going to get Zach Hyman back and just go on a stupid run.
Jesse, do you agree with that or do you disagree?
I tend to agree with that. They'll get it done. Like, you have 2 years of evidence that this is a very good team that's been to the Stanley Cup final. I'm not too worried about how they play in October. Every October it's concerning, and every springtime they get it done.
Like, the Panthers are 5-5-1 right now. Mm-hmm. And the Oilers look like Oiltober Oilers. Do any of us think either of those teams is bad? Let's stop. Let's stop. Like, both battling injuries, fine. They're also just playing in a month they do not care about.
Yeah, and very clear.
They ought to. You ought to. You're playing the NHL.
Well, and people are paying to see the game.
The tickets aren't free.
And that was at home.
Yes. The tickets aren't free. That's bad. You do get a point, but that's bad. I mean, geez, any game that goes to overtime, the Oilers should win, shouldn't they?
Absolutely. It's a cheat code.
Yes, it is. How'd you lose that? That's silly.
So do you think Zach Hyman comes back and this team just toward pace and it's over?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I thought Spector's column was really funny because throughout it he calls Evan Bouchard the elephant.
Yeah, because somebody said the elephant in the room.
He's talking about how like guys aren't really directly addressing what went wrong, so he just calls throughout the column the elephant, the elephant, the elephant. And he wrote here that on Thursday against the Rangers, Bouchard, on as bad a night as a professional player could possibly have, a -3 debacle on Long Island 2 weeks ago, Bouchard still led all Oilers defensemen with 24-19 of ice time. 2 nights later, he led the entire team with 25-31 of ice time. On Thursday against the Rangers, Bouchard made his first egregious error 5:44 into the game, but he made the next with 8 minutes to play in the third. There he was on the ice with Connor McDavid and Draisaitl making the wrong read and holding the door open for JT Miller to walk through the slot and win the game untouched. The final game sheet read 22-34 of ice time, the most of any Oilers defenseman. Accountability? Sorry, Chris, that's not accountability. So he's questioning whether there needs to be some recourse here for Evan Bouchard's mistakes. He's unsure if Evan Bouchard has had 6 solid periods yet this season, and he continues to play the most minutes of anybody on this team in terms of defensemen. Well, I guess overall, because I don't think any forwards probably out.
Maybe McDavid
and Draisaitl. Yeah. So
on most teams, yes. On
let's
them,
just
no.
say defenseman. I haven't checked that. Sorry. I probably should have done that. But I don't disagree that, hey, is playing Evan Bouchard the brakes off of him all the time the best way to show him that either we have a confidence in you or, hey, you're doing bad stuff? Like, which side should Chris Knoblauch be on? Should be taking away minutes so that you're punishing him for these mistakes and saying, be better? Or should he just be keep playing him and say, we believe in you? So I don't know which side
I mean, I think if Evan Bouchard has 15 points right now and the Oilers have the exact same record, and we're pointing this out, Oilers fans are in my DMs going, he's not the problem. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
I think they just go, what? He's Evan Bouchard. Right? But
no, that's not how they react.
No, that
is not an Oiler fan.
No, they go, oh my God, he's so bad. And then you being from Toronto go, oh my God, he's so bad. They go, fuck you! Toronto piece of shit, I hope you die! At least in my experience.
I think you're betting. The reason they haven't held his minutes back is you're betting on his talent.
Yeah.
You're betting on him to figure it out. Like McDavid. What's Connor McDavid's stats right now? Connor McDavid. McDavid.
There was a line in there that I thought was like more indicative of what's going on.
McDavid's got 14 and 12.
So, but for now, the elephant has his teammates dancing around the obvious. Their highest paid defenseman is killing them, and he could stop any time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the killer. Ooh. He could literally just... the subtext there would appear to be pull your head out of your ass, because every spring
I don't think you can post that on the sports.
No, probably not. No, I never did try. I should. I did post our podcast for several years.
Yeah,
they told me not to because they hate success or something. I don't know.
Keep going, Steve.
But
keep going.
They every spring we see him turn it on. They need you right now.
Yep.
Make smart reads, pass with authority, bend your frigging knees. These are not things you should have to tell a $10.5 million player, said the giant pigeon.
It's
the elephant and the pigeon.
And listen, in a month.
Yeah.
We're talking about this team's on fire and Bouchard's got 25 points and
we'll still have been right.
Yeah.
Because when he turns it on, it's, mood is very important over the course of a season.
Mm-hmm.
Because if the Oilers are great in November and you bring up how bad they were in October, people are like, come on, man, you're harshing our buzz. But the truth of the matter is you were asked for a month, you didn't need to be, and then you turned it on. Thanks for that. Glad I bought a ticket to watch the Edmonton Oilers play hockey with my hard-earned money in October.
Right.
Knowing
maybe
that,
Oilers fans ought to know, don't buy home game tickets in October.
I mean, there's
3 years in a row they've told you
there's a few teams in this league.
Yeah, we're getting to that one next. BetMGM is official sports betting partner of the National Hockey League. Steve was just looking at it on his phone and has everything for action on the ice. But I'll be honest with you, at least there's a lot of Canadians who are like, respectfully, I'll get to the ice in November. We got to talk about Game 6, World Series. I'm hoping it doesn't go to Game 7. I don't want to hear a Game 7. I want a Game 6 and out. But Jesse, you're about to break our heart.
Well, I don't know if I'm about to break your heart, but one thing I've been advocating for, if you're dabbling in the betting, is hedging your happiness. Oh! Hedge your happiness. Bet against the team that you are rooting for so that either way you end up in a victory, either money or your team wins. And then we got this email from Scott Robinson that completely flipped my mind on this, especially for the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Scott was so passionate about this. He wrote in and said, I think you missed a major downside about your win-win scenario, betting against your own team. If winning money softens the blow of watching your team lose, then by that same logic, losing money would slightly depreciate the enjoyment of a win. Why create a scenario where even a small part of you is satisfied with a loss? Experiencing the fallout of a crushing loss in its entirety just fuels the desire to see your team succeed, which is the true experience of fandom. No amount of money is worth losing the feeling of cheering for your team with every fiber of your being. That last line is where I disagree.
Wrong.
I don't know if we have a price. Maybe we do have a price where amount of money is worth losing the feeling of cheering for your own team, but we have not reached that price of money just yet. If you don't care that much about the Blue Jays, but you want to see them win, kinda like you're just a casual fan.
You're a Yankees fan cheering for the Jays because you hate the Dodgers.
Maybe bet on the Dodgers to win.
That's true hate, by the way. I cannot believe how many Yankees fans are cheering for the Jays.
I know, it's crazy.
But if you are a hardcore, you probably just put your money on the Jays and then you double win.
And what should listen? First off, I've been watching. My brother-in-law Dara has been ripping Ernie Clement parlays all playoff long. like it's like blah blah blah. Ernie Clement, Jays win.
The game where I called him getting a home run, he went up to bat like 7 times.
But if you are looking to make like a parlay, or what kinds of things should you look for, Jesse, with this Jays team?
For this Jays team, bet on the offense showing up. Like that's been the consistent line from game 1 through all the playoffs. This is when the offense shows up. So even in 6 or 7, you can bet on someone on this team putting up some good slugging numbers.
Download the BetMGM app today and enjoy the NHL and other sports like never before. BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 18 plus to wager. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you have any questions or concerns about your gambling or somebody close to you, please contact Connects Ontario at 1-866-531-2600 to speak to an advisor free of charge. BetMGM operates pursuant to an operating agreement with iGaming Ontario. I wanted to talk about the Oilers because I thought, hey, Leafs have a lot of the same issues and less talent. And you know what's interesting, obviously one of the major points we always bring up with the Oilers is the goaltending issue. And I want to talk about this because this is insane. So I streamed this game, and this was during the World Series where Trey Savage struck out 12
Oh my
batters.
God.
So, and did I see one strikeout live? Not fucking one. Not one. And so
I was driving home from Kitchener when that game
I didn't
began.
see one of his strikeouts live.
And I saw him more than you did.
Yeah. So I put you on, Jesse, in the car via YouTube app in my speakers because I like to listen to you guys call the game when Steve or Jesse's on. And so I was around in the car driving home for his like 11th and 12th K.
That was one of the greatest World Series performances of all time by a pitcher, considering the context of who Trey Savage is. And you watched Toronto Columbus.
I didn't
Streamed it.
I didn't even. Yeah,
So did Maddie.
Maddie. Maddie was here.
Oh yeah, Maddie was running your stream.
I wasn't alone in this building. Maddie was downstairs running the system.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you something. I didn't watch the Toronto Maple Leafs. What I watched was Caden Primo. And I got to give you this stat.
Can I tell you my experience before you give that
Please.
stat? Because I was at Kitchener Public Library doing an event with James Duthie.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we intentionally wrapped it up so that I could be in the car in time to listen to the Leafs and also listen to the Blue Jays, which started a little later. Okay, game starting any minute. I'm in line talking to someone, and they show me that they're about to watch a Leaf game on their phone, and they show me the anthem. I go, oh, okay. I have a conversation with one person after they show me that, and then they show me their phone again. The Leafs are down 1-0.
At one point in this game, the Leafs had outshot Columbus 28-15, and they were losing 5-1. Sorry, not 28-15. I believe it was 28-13. They were losing 5-1.
What does it matter?
I listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something, and you're not going to want to hear this.
Okay.
The Leafs did a lot of good things in this game.
Oh, I know.
They did a lot of good things in this game, and I know management's looking at that going, they actually did a lot of good things in this game, and it's
And
funny.
no one wants to hear it.
Watching
No one
And I was
wants to
saying
hear it.
during the stream, and people are like, "Are you blind?
Yeah.
Are you that much of a homer?" And dude, I am telling you, the Leafs looked better. No, Matthews doesn't look like he's a threat to score at all, and we can get to that. That's a problem.
Yes. It's
But-
the beginning, middle, and end of this team, honestly.
But no, actually, in this game, it was Caden Primo. And here's
Yeah.
what I'm going to tell you: Caden Primo cannot start another game for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Cannot. Cannot. And here's the question. It's not about whether Caden Primo is an NHL goalie, because right now he isn't. At times in his career, he's shown that he is. Habs fans warned us. They said, they're like, hey, man, listen, the Caden Primo experience is rocky.
Well, they would know. They're the ones who ruined him.
The question...
They told me this kid was going to be something special years ago.
Yes.
And they kept calling him up, and some of that was out of necessity, but they had him up when he wasn't ready, and it wrecked him.
Yeah.
There's a reason that he was like an elite American Hockey League goaltender last year. His record was 21-2-2. And he's unplayable at the NHL level, which is crazy because heading into that game, he hadn't lost.
Yeah.
The Leafs had a perfect 4 out of 4 points
when he
with
was
him,
in there.
with Caden Primo starting. He looked downright good in their second half of the back-to-back game against the Sabres. And then this game was just...
Of the 6 scores scored, of the 6 goals scored, 4 of them were clean looks.
Oh, yeah.
Clean looks. And listen, I will say, people will be, what about the defensive breakdowns and Provorov, backhand, whatever. Hey, you know what happens during a hockey game? There are defensive breakdowns. That is when you need a save. That's why the goalie's there.
Yeah, you notice all of them when the puck goes in.
Right. And the Leafs didn't make many of them, but every single time it happened.
It ended up in the back of your net. And that's demoralizing.
And so the question now is not whether Caden Primo stays in the organization, because nobody's putting in a claim. They'll put him on waivers. Nobody's putting in a claim. Joseph Woll is not even eligible to play till tomorrow, and Joseph Woll will not be ready for at least a couple more weeks. So, my question to you is, who's better, Caden Primo or Dennis Hildeby?
So, here's the problem. Hildeby, we don't know he's better. We don't know for certain. Last year, he was poor too.
Yeah.
At the NHL level. And at the AHL level, he was better, but he had taken a step back. He is a prospect. Mm-hmm. He is a Leafs prospect. And you get a guy like Caden Primo to develop Dennis Hildeby in the minors as a prospect and hopefully make him better. Caden Primo is at the point in his career where, like, you kind of are what you are. We know you're a stud in the AHL. We hope you can be better than you were last year in the NHL. We throw you out there and we just see what you got. What he's got isn't very good. And at this point, you might be better off just trying Dennis Hildeby, but I don't hate that that's what they tried. I don't. Like, they got James Reimer as a fail-safe for...
And he was awful.
Yes. And he didn't play very much, but they got him as a fail-safe for if they weren't able to get someone off waivers, which wasn't a guarantee. And, you might be like, well, why'd you get Caden Primo then? Well, because he's the one who made it through.
And the AHL numbers last year were positive, so you go, I take a chance.
Positive? They were above, I think it was a 927. With a 21-2-2. You could forgive a team for being like, I don't know, maybe. And there was enough of a sample size in the NHL where you're like, But I don't know. I think in the situation that the Leafs were in, which I don't think they anticipated being in, which was they needed a goalie desperately, they could have done worse. Could have done better, as it turns out. I hope Woll comes back soon. I hope he's the Joseph Woll we all know and love. And I hope this is all a moot point once he's back. But right now, Stolarz is drowning. And the other guy ain't doing so hot either. It's a problem.
I think Primo's drowning and Stolarz isn't doing so hot either. I think that's how I'd flip it around. This guy he's not an NHL caliber goaltender.
You got some of the best goaltending in the league last year. Mm-hmm. Like, there are a lot of things about this team that aren't going so great. But you got some of the best goaltending in the league last year, and now you're getting this. Like, yeah, of course you're 5-5-1. Yep. You might be lucky to be 5-5-1, honestly.
Yep. I agree.
Great.
No, it's terrible. And you look at the Leafs save percentage, it's 4th last in the NHL. They have an 8.
You're lucky to be 500. I'm sorry. Like, that's
they're down there
last.
With the Islanders, the Sharks, the Senators, who are also bad, and the Blues, who are miserable right now.
You're 4th last, and your number 1 star cannot score.
80.
It is miraculous you're 500.
87, an 874 save percentage for the team. Now, let's talk about...
That's what Toskala was.
Let's talk about that Austin Matthews thing.
Can I weigh in on the game a little?
Oh yes, that's what I mean. Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad. Please.
I thought, like, I think you're totally right in that Caden Primo is a large reason they lost that game. Like the Cole Sillinger goal where he's just walking in and it's just a free shot on him. And there were a couple moments there where you're like, they can't catch a break. The Lorentz goal, I call it the Lorentz goal because he was injured on the ice and they don't get a stoppage in play. And Columbus goes down the other end and they score that goal. And you look at the Morgan Rielly post hit that could have been a goal. The Matthews soft call on the power play.
That was insane. The slashing
they
call?
him for slashing. I forget who just dropped his stick when Matthews touched it. But, like the wind blew on his stick and it fell out of his hands. And a power play that could have really gained momentum for this team was taken away from him. And there was a lot of little moments in that stuff where they didn't get their luck. And I know good teams create their own luck in the NHL. So I feel like you can't excuse away this.
But they never do against these guys.
Yeah, but the least they don't.
A weeknight against Columbus is a death sentence. I'd love to know their record over the last 5 years. They're unwatchable against that hockey team.
And
it's off. There's a reason I always bring up Blue Jackets or the Blue Jackets as like just a team I kind of hate to watch. And it's got nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. I'll watch an out of town Blue Jackets game. I'll watch them play the friggin' Rangers. I cannot watch them play the Leafs. It's awful.
They need to be able to manufacture more from their team to generate those lucky opportunities. Because you look at how the goals were scored, it was like more than half of them were from defensemen. You know, you go down the list, it's all of the defensemen on the Blue Jackets who are walking up in the rush and taking those opportunities and those point blank shots on Primo, who then also is not saving it. I don't know if you guys caught the post game comments from the guys like Brewer Smoke, Matthews Smoke. It wasn't like they were upset at the loss and like a fiery, we can't do this. It was more demoralizing. And I think when you get a goalie who can't make a save, you're not even upset at the loss. You're just disappointed. You know, when a parent is like, I'm not upset at you, I'm just disappointed. And because like, what can we do there? I'm also looking for more out of the Leafs to overcome these things because they haven't shown it yet this season. So it's a mix of both.
So I guess that was my question. Like, okay, they didn't get the breaks. Was there, you know, in the multiverse, was it possible for the Leafs to win that game?
No.
And what percent of the time?
I don't think they've been playing well enough to give them the benefit of the doubt to say, like, if you had gotten decent goaltending, you would have overcome this Columbus team.
You know what's funny? The way I found out,
I think there was enough there to say that they would have been well in it.
It should have been competitive.
They would have been in it.
Yeah.
Would they have won? I can't say that.
If they got average, mediocre goaltending, the first two goals don't even happen. And when the second goal went in, you could see it on the bench. Those guys were dejected. They were like,
and now the Blue Jackets have the third highest save percentage in the NHL, or at least they did.
Merzlikins was great.
When that, like,
he was great.
Nothing. We all know nothing. Like, just, I would love to. We spend so much time and effort on those 32 10-plus minute season previews at the beginning of every season. What a waste of time. What a waste of all of it.
Just on what Adam's saying, like when they allow those two goals and they look dejected, that's why I can't say that they would win the game if they got decent goaltending, because that is their attitude in every single moment when anything goes wrong.
They have no resilience.
A goal, you're down 1-0 to Florida in the playoffs. I know you're losing that game. Yeah. I know you're not coming back in that game. So you're not getting good goaltending tonight. I know you're not winning this game. If you had gotten decent goaltending, I can't guarantee you're going to win this game because you haven't shown that kind of fight.
And you're right, Jesse. And mentally weak is how they've performed in the playoffs.
Is a great way to put it.
Multiple times. Yeah. Like, I don't disagree with that. Now, I want to show you this, okay? Before we get to Matthews, I think this is important, okay? This Leafs team is a little shorthanded on defense because Chris Tanev is out. Philip Myers, for the warts in his game, at least this man shoots. He shoots the puck. Every time he gets it,
I like him shooting the puck.
I like him shooting the puck.
He has a shot.
What I don't like is Morgan Rielly continuing to do the things that I don't like that Morgan Rielly does. I don't know if you saw the pass that created the Ivan Provorov goal, but we're going to see it on the goal visualizer here because this is, we give Evan Bouchard shit. I'm about ready to create a Morgan Rielly corner.
Oh, dear.
And this is a type. Here's the thing.
I think it's called LFR.
This is the type of player that is too old for this shit. You're 31. You're a leader on this team. You make 7.5. You got a no move, which you refuse to waive.
Which is fine.
That's fine. And you're a good citizen and we love you. Ultimately, I'm saying this out of love. Morgan Riley has...
We'll show you both. We'll show you the visualizer with the little dots and the actual.
Morgan Riley's at the top of the screen right now with the puck. So if you're listening to this, he's at the middle top part of the left circle in his own zone. And he has John Tavares at his blue line. He can cycle it back behind his net to, I believe that's Brandon Carlo's number. If it's not, then it's Philip Myers.
Yeah, no, it looks like
It's Carlo.
And he's got one player on him. Like literally there's a change happening. Columbus is not set up. And Morgan decides to throw absolute pizza up center ice, which turns it over to Marchenko, who's able to get it to Voronkov, who's able to get it
just a killer this year, by the way.
Who's able to get it to, and I can't even believe that the Columbus Blue Jackets, they reloaded so quickly on this play that I can't even believe 11 wasn't offside.
You do got to give them credit.
But
like they I know they got outshot, but like they did a lot of really good things in this game.
but let's focus on what's happening here. In what world is that pass an acceptable pass? I know Columbus is making a change, but what are we doing? What are we doing? Now, do you want to save here from Caden Primo on a weak backhand shot? Mm-hmm. Sure. But how about the play never happens?
I do agree with that. There's no defending. It's a chicken and egg conversation. The play should never happen. The save should be made. The save doesn't need to be made if the play never happens. Sometimes plays happen. We could just go in a circle. Ultimately, does it feel like anything's going right at all?
No.
Dude, watching this team is a chore.
Yep.
It is. Like, and I've never, that's not true, not never. I haven't felt this way since like 2015, where when I'm shooting an LFR video, I'm like, I'm watching the game so you don't have to.
That's how it's been.
And that's because of the Jays. Mm-hmm. I know, like, this rarely happens to me. If views have spiked, and I'm not like freaking out in all my videos. I've done that once or twice. But views have spiked. And I think part of the reason the views have spiked is they're not watching the games.
Well,
because the Jays are on.
Yeah. And the Leafs are a depressing mess to watch.
What?
Mm-hmm. And this game, which is unfortunate because this game they did a lot of good things.
Yeah, but like they're a slog, man.
For people who are like also baseball fans who just care about the sports in your city, like there is an alternative. I feel bad for people who like tuned into Columbus on Wednesday, Toronto Columbus on Wednesday, who are just like hockey fans and like, I don't give a shit about baseball. And this is my team. I watch them. Like those people have to sit through this team. Yeah, like I watch it. Like we all watch these games. I watched it after the fact. The next day I recorded and everything because I'm doing the Blue Jays games. But like we watch it for our jobs. Yes. These people want to root for this team and want them to perform. And you sit there on Wednesday and you watch that performance. How can you not just be so down on them as a whole? And like you have a great perspective as a fan, being like, yeah, this is brutal to watch, and it takes energy because they're not. Last year they weren't entertaining. But they won. And I stomached it because I'm like, this is how you win. Exactly. And now they're playing that same style of hockey and it's not working and they're not winning and it's ugly and they're not getting goaltending. Yeah. And it's a slog to watch the Leafs right now. And that's a bad place to be. There's a lot with this team to make fun of, and the real low-hanging fruit is Marner. The one I can't stand is this is the team Leafs fans asked for. What the fuck are you talking about? A team that doesn't hit, that doesn't fight, that doesn't stand up for each other, that doesn't play an exhausting brand of hockey that other teams hate to play against. What are you talking about? I think what we're learning is that Brad Shaliving and Craig Berube have designed the system that they want the Leafs to play, and they don't have the people to play that system. Like what they're trying to implement is a very effective style of hockey that's successful in the playoffs.
They won the division.
They looked really good against Ottawa last year. That was a good performance.
Hey, they looked pretty good for the first half of the Panthers.
They looked really good against Florida in a large part of that series because the team was playing really well and they're playing a great style of hockey. And this year, the guys who are employed to be Toronto Maple Leafs cannot execute it. And I don't know what's wrong with them. I just don't know if they have the right people.
Now, I had to check on this. So I called CJ to make sure he said this because I saw it come up on Twitter that he'd said on Insider Trading that Matthews was healthy. And so I called him this morning. I was like, CJ, is Matthews healthy? And he said, yep, he's healthy. And
I don't know if that makes me feel worse or not.
So what does Austin Matthews need to do? We know what the play's been bad. What does Austin Matthews need to do to get back on track? What are the things you need to see to go, oh, he's humming again? Because you hear through the grapevine that he's frustrated, and he's not frustrated with anything else but himself. He is owning this. What is the thing he needs to do?
I'd love him to do what I do all summer, which is watch footage of him.
What do you see in that footage?
A killer, a guy who can't be stopped, a guy whose shot everyone fears. He's just. Everything seems slow. Everyone gets their stick in the way just in time. And it used to not matter. Like that one-timer goal he scored a few games ago, I can't remember which game it was. That was such a sigh of relief for me because I was like, oh, he's there. Oh, there he is. Okay. Whew. Good thing. And I think it's so much more than listen, yeah, he lost his setup, man. That's a huge change. You are not that one person. And he's not even performing at the level that he did before he played with Marner. He's doing some things well, but it doesn't. What I think the most concerning thing is it doesn't matter who you put on his line at all. And they've tried everyone, including Nylander. On the line of Matthews centering Nylander and Nyes should torch the other team 10 times out of 10.
Which tells you it ain't Nylander.
No. And there have been instances this season where they're putting Nyes and Nylander back with Tavares to save the game. Because Tavares is playing like crazy, and Nyes is playing like crazy, and obviously they missed Nylander when he's out. But he doesn't. It's difficult to point to one thing he's not doing or one thing he needs to do, because I've never in my whole decade watching Austin Matthews seen him this ineffective.
Jesse.
At the end of this, we need to give Tavares.
Oh, we're going to. I've got it.
One of the most underwhelming 500th goals of all time in a Hall of Fame career. But the Wednesday night hockey broadcast on Sportsnet, I took a picture of my TV when I was watching the game just to bring up this graphic because I think it perfectly illustrates what we kind of feel about Matthews, and it shows exactly what's happening.
Man.
So Austin Matthews, the graphic, I'll read it out to you. 15 plus feet from the net since 2021, 2022. Goals, 15 plus from the net. So that feet far. 2021, 22, 33 goals. He had a 12.6 shooting percentage from 15 feet out from the net, which is ridiculous. In 22, 23, scored 28 goals. Once again, a 12.4 shooting percentage from 15 plus. In 23-24, the amazing 69 goal season, 47 of those goals came from 15 plus feet out, and he shot 18.4%.
Like, that's an alien.
That is not a human being.
But no, the best shooters in the league do shoot around that percentage.
When you're scoring 69 goals in a season, you're getting goals from everywhere, including 15 feet.
Where'd the guy from the previous two seasons go? Like, forget that. You could call that an outlier. Where's the other guy?
24-25, last year's injury-riddled season, he scored only 18 goals, 15 feet plus from the net. He shot 9.7%.
Where's that guy even?
So this season, thank you, Steve. This season, Austin Matthews only has one goal from 15 feet plus out, and he's shooting 3.4%.
Last year was nearly 3 times as efficient.
And that was half of what he did in the 69 goals.
That's crazy.
He's 10% less than his good of 12%.
He's
in
10%
22,
of,
23.
not 10% less. That's 90% less.
Oh, sorry. Yes, 90%. Yes, 10% of that.
I just want the people listening to hear that validation.
Yes. Sorry. It is a ridiculous drop-off. It is apparent when you watch the games that he is not taking those opportunities. His little snapshot isn't there anymore, and he's not confident in the shot, and things aren't dropping. And I don't know what that can come down to, because I don't think he's lost the confidence to do it, but he's clearly lost something in his game where it's not as effective, or maybe the defenses are just playing him tighter.
He is,
and he's not figuring out how to get through that.
Matthews, when he struggles, and we've seen this over the past couple years, does things that are effective and good and help you win anyway. Like he was instrumental in I think it was Nyes' power play goal against who'd they even beat the other day? Oh my God.
Which game?
The last one that they won. Oh, Calgary.
The Calgary game on Monday night.
Sorry.
On Monday afternoon.
I've been just watching an absolutely insane amount of sports.
And right now he leads all forwards in block shots.
Yes.
He's good. He does things.
Defensive 2C.
He's not scoring.
He's
Philip Deneau.
It's not good enough. I see Canucks fans defending Pettersson in the same way, where they're like, well, he was effective tonight. He was good defensively. No! You make 11.6. No.
Yell the Matthews number. That's who we're talking about.
Matthews makes 13.25.
There you go.
No. It's not enough, and I don't think it is outrageous to hope for better than that.
We're not paying you $13 million. I'm not paying you anything. The Leafs aren't paying you $13 million a year to shoot 3.4% from 15 plus out.
No.
They're paying you that money to be an alien.
Yes.
And if you're not, then what are we doing here?
There's one guy in the NHL who makes more than him?
Currently.
Draisaitl.
Yep.
And next year it'll be 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And McDavid still doesn't make more than him.
No, he doesn't.
You got to perform like it.
No, Austin's going to take less on his next deal, just so you want.
And so I don't know. You step back and you're like, the window here has been a decade. We're running out of time with these guys.
You don't even need to talk about it as a window. Just I can look at this individually. What happened to Austin Matthews? And I'm sorry, if you're just going Marner, you don't get to criticize anyone ever again because you're a lazy person, I think.
You're not talking about fans here. Fans are just going to take their shots. That's you're talking about media.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking
about
fans
can take cheap shots. Let them be fans.
Okay, and I can ignore you as a dismissal.
And that's fine, and that's fine, and you should.
Yeah, yes, I think you should continue to ignore it and not make that the main topic conversation.
My issue is the media saying it.
No, we got yelled at for months to stop talking about Marner, and now it's all anyone wants to talk about.
Okay, I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care.
My point, Steve, is that
this is what I was talking about earlier. That doesn't resonate with me.
All you do is care.
All I do is care. I don't understand how you're unbothered, and I'm jealous.
I want a smart hockey brain next to me to give me any kind of answer on what the hell's happening with this man.
I assume you were talking about me.
Yes.
Well, the guy in the pigeon costume.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Okay.
Yeah. There's some trash out back. You can have it after.
Actually, there's some trash.
Next time the Leafs lose a game, I'm going to look at them and go, brrr. You get it?
Do
you get it?
If the World Series were to go to Game 7, and I sincerely hope
no,
would the Toronto Maple Leafs game against Philadelphia tomorrow night be the least watched Leafs game in
history,
the modern era?
Oh yeah.
Would they get 200,000 people watching that? Because the average Leaf game, I think they get 600,000 or 700,000.
Would it outdraw the LFR?
That's a good question, and
I think it's a legitimate.
That's a good question.
I think the LFR would get at least a fifth of the audience.
Like
I think.
TFC does about, when they were on TSN, they did about 60, 70,000. Raptors are regularly, when they're bad, outdrawn by curling.
The
Curling kicks the Raptors' ass.
The Raptors tonight are hosting a watch party in their arena for a game they're not playing while the Raptors are currently playing a game. They play tonight at the exact same time the World Series is happening, and in their home arena, they're on the road, obviously, and they're hosting a Blue Jays watch party, which is hilarious.
Because it's the
Raptors
World Series.
are hosting a watch party for another team in the city while the Raptors are playing a basketball game.
So thank you, Jesse, because that helps segue into my next thing. I don't want to hear pressure ever again.
Oh, no.
I don't want to hear anything about pressure ever again. No one cares. No one currently cares that the Toronto Maple Leafs exist. No one actually gives a fuck that the Leafs exist. They do not care.
Some people do.
No, they don't. Yeah, they're in the minority. Yeah. Some people care about everything, Jesse.
I'm asking.
Some people care about nothing.
I'm asking you because this is on the internet to acknowledge everyone in every sentence you make.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You just got to give, you know what? You're right. You know what? You're right. But like, someone cares about everything. No one cares about the Leafs right now in the grand scheme of things. And you stink.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it. And I'm watching the Blue Jays $500 million man try his bag off and perform his bag off because that's what he's paid to do. And it also feels good when a guy making $57,000 put Ohtani to his knees.
Who got a $4 million signing bonus last summer.
I don't go. Yeah, like, listen, I'm sure
He spent that already.
Apples and oranges.
I'm sure Trey Savage is not going hungry, you know.
Yeah.
But was it really $4 million?
Yeah.
When you're a first round pick,
hockey doesn't exist.
That's the thing, dude. Hockey's such a fucking ripoff.
Yep.
This generation, so many of these guys sold out the younger guys. They're fucking like, I have a friend who was drafted and played in the MLB, and he told me he got injured. Jesse Blake. He told me he was going to go first round. He got injured, ended up falling to the third round. His signing bonus went from $3 million to $300,000.
Damn.
But he still got $300,000.
Yeah, and that's like a devastating realization. Oh no! It was cut into a tenth, and it was still only an amount of money most people would kill a man for.
That
Trey was drafted 20th overall, and his signing bonus was $4 million.
Yeah,
Jesse.
It takes an NHLer, like, over the course of their entry level, they don't make $4 million.
No, right.
It's 920, 920, 920.
Right.
Like, that's
maybe
ridiculous.
with bonuses, maybe.
Yeah, with the bonuses,
Adam,
maybe.
don't worry, I'll do it. Jesse, Adam and I are cornering you right now, live on camera in front of everyone.
Yeah, Grim Reaper, how's it feel?
It is your job to save this network by like hitching our wagon to a sport people care about. Because
talking about the NHL and how they're sometimes not even acknowledged.
I never thought baseball was going to be our savior. But like, man, when no one gives a shit about the Leafs, it is so loud. It is so loud.
Yeah.
How tiny and podunk. You know how mad the conversation made me the other day? We were talking about Frozen Frenzy. And they put on 16 games, 11 of which stink. And one of the biggest personalities who covers the sport posts the wrong fucking poster.
Yeah, we went over that. Yeah.
You have to save us.
I think this is a good time to bring up the fact that Awful Announcing put out a sports podcast power list for 2025. And SDPN is mentioned right at the end,
which was an honor.
With Kylie Kelsey and Dave Portnoy and Matt Jones and a bunch
Pablo
of others.
Torre.
Yeah, Pablo Torre was in there. And what was hilarious?
Portnoy in there.
Well, Barstool is big.
Thank you for that.
Good. Steve Dangle and Dave,
but
buddies.
But what I love this Here's the sentence that killed.
Don't put the camera on me in a pigeon costume.
This is the second paragraph of the awful announcing article. Dangle is a part of a growing sect of creators covering lesser known sports.
Yo.
Yeah. And
Amazing.
Can I clarify for the people?
That
Because
mortgage payment comes out twice a month.
people who aren't in the industry, they think awful announcing is just a place where they post awful announcing,
Which is how they started.
That is how they started.
Yeah.
So when we were like, hey, we're acknowledging this thing, awful announcing has become just a media website where they track things that happen. Yeah, but you're saying but people don't know this.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm trying to explain it.
Yeah, no,
they just assume we're bad.
there was
So a lot
element-
of people responded to that being like, LMAO, Steve, you idiot, because they thought it was a list of awful announcing.
Oh, someone on the
That's
internet
what
didn't read.
awful announcing used to be.
Yes.
But this is just a media blog where they're acknowledging some of the top podcast creators in the industry right now.
Well-
so it's cool that you're on there.
Yes.
It's not a collection of awful announcing.
It was
Bill
cool.
Simmons is on there too.
Yes, but people don't know that.
Yeah, it was cool, but it also felt like a gentle pat on the head
Yes.
for a tiny child who did well at a sport. There, you cover ice hockey. Ugh.
10 million
God.
people in Japan watched game 2 of the World Series.
Holy shit.
Just for
Honestly,
for
that's
showing.
less than I thought.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They're 132 million. US is what 340.
Oh, well, then that's way less than
and
I
then
thought.
We're 40.
US was 12 million people, and Japan was 10. So with half the population, they had only 2 million less people.
And
watching.
we were
Time of
7.1
day
million.
That's
What's
what
that?
I want to.
We were 7.1
Yeah, we were
million.
7.1, which is even crazier because we're only 30.
Proportionally speaking,
40.
more
Yeah,
than
40.
roughly 20% of the country watched the game.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we had the most percent. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're fucking unreal.
Now, I will point out that is according to stats that are bullshit.
Well, they're but we're not
Okay,
going to get
so-
into that. We're not doing that.
No.
We're talking about the
The Leafs, nobody cares.
No
and
one
they're
cares.
stinking
and
at the
they're
right
still-
time.
They still stink, and their star is killing it. And no one has been a bigger disappointment.
guys. Let's talk about your t-shirts. Let me rip off my Jays.
Whoa!
Show you the sex appeal.
Adam,
Classic.
is your Halloween
Sure.
costume a guy who looks great in a shirt?
Yeah, wow, Jesse. That's a really good question. And yes, the answer is yes. Listen, most t-shirts are made for either a person that's never eaten a sandwich before, or a person that's eaten far too many sandwiches and looks like a lampshade.
Yeah.
And frankly, as a person who has eaten far too many sandwiches, but I'm not quite in lampshade territory so much anymore.
Yeah.
I want a t-shirt that actually accentuates and hugs my big thick arm.
Oh, right now you're dressed like a guy who needs to chill because my wife is watching. Just kidding, she's not.
And listen, people vote with their dollars, and that's why I wear True Classic, and you should too. 25 million shirts sold,
People vote with
200,000
their dollar.
5-star reviews. They do. Sorry about your wife, Steve. I do. Yeah, I'm really sorry. So, SL, what's up? Anyway, listen, it's tailored where you want it. Relax where you need it. No bunching, no stiff fabric, no BS.
Sometimes you like a stiff fabric, but not in this.
Not in
instance.
this particular case. No, exactly.
Other instances, maybe.
And you got to skip the cheap throwaway stuff. Like there's so much of that on the market. You want to do something. Hey, it's going to last through washing it.
Yeah.
Is that too much to ask from your t-shirt?
Sometimes, yes.
So how do I get one of these?
Amazon, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, or head to trueclassic.com/dangle. Try a True Classic shirt out for yourself, and you could be almost as handsome as me. John Tavares scored goal number 500, and I said it on the stream. I'm like, he's going to score goal number 500, and no one's even going to notice. I said, like, it's
These
going to
guys
happen.
hate each other.
We should pull up your call. of
Oh,
the
I don't even know
500.
when it
was
would
it good?
been. I don't probably. You know what? The prediction was better than the call, and I'm like, and there it is. This is so depressing.
Yeah, I want to hear the dejection.
You know what? You're right. I should have pulled that. I'm sorry. I didn't even think to do that.
You had to call that 500 live while the Blue Jays are up like 3-2,
Yeah.
3-1 or something.
I don't even. Maybe I didn't even talk about it. I don't even know. It was such a blur. Like Maddie, I can't.
Maddie,
even
he
remember.
did. Yeah,
We did? Okay.
Maddie, you were watching. What was it like?
Yeah, he brought up. He was a little nonchalant about it.
Well, what the fuck was it? John Tavares was nonchalant about it. What are we supposed to do? Yay, John! 6 and the what is it? The Chris Paul clip? That's a huge 3 by Chris Paul
To cut the lead to 42.
Yes, yes.
Like that's what it was.
Oh my
was so
goodness.
bad.
It was
so
like
bad.
that, to be fair.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Do you understand fewer than 50 people have ever scored 500 goals in the NHL?
It's that little?
Yeah.
I think he became 48th or 49th person to ever do it. He's
And
tied with Lanny McDonald all time now.
And it's a shame he never did it for the Islanders. They're
Yeah?
never going to
Is
acknowledge
it?
this. They will
No.
never acknowledge this.
No.
But he did a lot of scoring for them too.
And like by the
Hey, you know what? You know what else is crazy? Nick Robertson had a goal and an assist versus Columbus.
Sammy Blais
Sammy
had a goal and an assist. You know what's funny? I called my wife on the way home from Kitchener, and she's like, "Oh, the Leafs got a goal." I was like, "Oh, who scored it?" She's like, "I don't know who this is. I've never heard of this person." And I go, "Nick Waugh." She goes, "No." I go, "Matthias Michelli." She goes, "No." I go, "Dakota Joshua." She goes, "No." And I run out of new guys. I go, "Sammy Blais?" She goes, "Yeah." That's how I learned Sammy Blais was playing.
Oh, yeah.
He was good.
He was.
I actually liked him.
Okay, so I got Adam's first prediction of the 500th goal. This was at the second period, 4:30
How did you find
left.
this?
That could have helped. I think Tavares, if he scores again, I think this is goal 500, by the way. Yeah, I think he's sitting at 499. So he scores there. It's goal 500. Be on the lookout. John Tavares could be getting his 500th goal tonight in a potentially losing efforts to the Blue Jackets. That'll be a great piece of hockey card trivia. Dude-tastic. Normally a 2-on-1. The
Okay, and
Yeah.
then let me get the actual call. I have that ready to go as well. That could be a fantastic part of hockey trivia.
How you doing, Adam?
Well, because it was one of the worst streams I've ever had to do. Honestly, it was such a bad game.
It's
Embarrassing, terrible. bad.
so I have it. Tavares is the 49th person to ever score 500 goals in the NHL. And he's going to cruise by Hall of Famers. He's going to cruise by Hall of Famers in fewer games than some of these Hall of Famers. Jeremy Roenick's in the Hall of Fame. He's going to cruise by him. He needs 13 goals to catch him, and he's like 150 games behind him
Wow.
in terms of games played.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the end of his career, it's not impossible Tavares reaches 600, and 600 is the magic number.
He could do it in 2 seasons because 50-50.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Like I keep saying this, no person eligible for the Hall of Fame who scored 600 goals is not in the Hall of Fame. He's potentially having a Hall of Fame career utterly wasted.
Personally, I don't think it's potentially. I
Yeah,
think
he is.
I think if you're retired this season, he's a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but his brand name is poor.
He
He hasn't been past
There's
the
not a
second
lot
round
of
of the
winning.
playoffs.
Yeah, it's fair. Here's the Adam Wild call on the John Tavares 500th
I hope I did a good job on this. Adam.
career goal.
Probably not.
in a 6-2 losing effort by the Toronto Maple Leafs.
said the Leafs weren't going to score again. You're wrong. You losers. Also, that's John Tavares' 500th career goal in a 6-2 loss. How flippin' poetic is that? By the way, John Tavares and his absolute legend. I love this man. He accepts way less than market value to stay here. He shows up in shape and is the best player at camp. This might be offside.
No.
That's
It
pretty
was
close.
definitely offside, by the way.
Dean Evison chooses not to acknowledge.
Yeah,
the
good for him.
offside.
I wish
Yeah,
he'd
yeah.
actually. I wish Dean Evison had challenged it. I don't want that to happen in that game.
Oh, you want them?
I wish they'd taken it back.
You know what?
You do?
Adam's got a point.
Yeah.
Evison should have challenged.
Adam's got a point.
We can go one more time. Adam on the best goal that's ever happened in Leafs history.
But a really nice goal. Hey, for everybody that said the Leafs weren't going to score again, you're wrong. You losers. Also, that's John Tavares' 500th career goal in a 6-2 loss. How flippin' poetic is that? By the
I
way,
try not to say the F word on those streams because they can get flags. So.
Yeah. But it's so you're right. It is so Leafs.
It's the most Leaf. It's like, man, Austin Matthews scored 4 goals in his debut, and then they lost in overtime.
If JT was ever gonna score 500 goals, this is how it's gonna
Has
happen.
to be in garbage time
6-2.
in Columbus on the second half of a back-to-back. Fuck.
Burn this team to the ground.
Oh,
When
John, you shouldn't even have shot, man. Don't even shoot. Don't even shoot.
Oh no, Steve. Yes.
I get asked all the time, why do you still do this?
Wow. No, come on.
You've been doing it for
Stop.
19
This
years.
is the best. This job rocks.
Yeah.
It does.
What do you do? Something that sucks?
It
Yeah.
does, but like this is our livelihood.
Yeah.
First, there are so many like casual Toronto sports fans out there. I'd hate these guys. I would viscerally hate this team. Give them my money? You out of your fucking mind? They play an awful brand of hockey. They don't look like they enjoy it. They don't look like they enjoy the company of each other. They resent the fans and lose in the most humiliating way at every possible turn. Can't wait to pay $800 for this shit. When the Blue Jays exist? Ew. No. They gotta, they're doing all this stuff about, trying to be more accessible. Fans dealt with the greater than thou attitude of the Leafs over the past decade because they won in the regular season at very least. When it became obvious they weren't going to do that in the playoffs, resentment built up. And now that they've finally decided to be friendly, they're losing games. Take your friendly and shove it up your nose. No one gives a shit. Go out and win some games. Go out and try, for God's sake.
Yep.
There's so many nights where it doesn't even look like you're doing that. A good thing does not make something else a bad thing, but the Blue Jays have really made me resent the Leafs.
Well, let's I get that. I think you resented the Leafs before that, though.
Yeah, but
I think
it ebbs and flows.
6-1 in Game 5 and 6-1 in Game 7 might have been.
And we're going to sit here and the Blue Jays are going to be over and we're going to be on the Leafs. You know?
And people are going to realize for the first time, the Leafs suck. Because an ocean of people who usually pay attention to them, because it's them and the Raptors, and it's not like the Raptors have been prying eyes away from the Leafs in recent memory. And people are going to be like, oh, what happened? And we're going to have to pick up the pieces and be like, well, here's what. And you have one more game of this shit, by the way, win or lose, where someone else is distracting from the fact that you're so mid.
Well, the Oilers are mid too. Maybe we see two teams turning around. So I promised you I would ask
have
this question.
license to be mid.
I'm going to ask you this question. I told you I was going to ask you. At the end of November, I asked you about how we'll be talking about the Oilers. At the end of November, your prediction right now, how will we be talking about the Toronto Maple Leafs?
I still think they turn a corner, and I don't think they're the powerhouse that ran through the Atlantic like last year, but they'll be fine. I still think they'll be fine. They'll be above 500. I don't know if they'll be in a playoff spot, but they'll be in the hunt. It's the end of November. It doesn't really matter if you're in a spot yet. And they got to be, maybe most importantly of all, maybe even more important than wins, they've got to play games that give fans the general impression they like hockey.
Now, let's get to Jesse on that same question. How will we be talking about, and Jesse, you'll be a lot closer to the Maple Leafs at that time because you'll be going back to the games and being reporter Jesse.
Yeah.
How do you think we'll be talking about the Leafs in 30 days?
I don't think things are going to turn around as quickly as they did last year. Last year, November, December was great. Mitch Marner was playing at a Hart Trophy pace. He was unbelievable. I don't know if things are going to pick up that quickly, but I think they'll be in the lower end of the playoff race in the mid parts of the Atlantic. I think they'll be able to fight. They'll have a better November than they had in October, but I don't see this team turning around as quickly as they did last year. I think that's kind of how it's trending.
We're pretty much on the same page. Yeah.
More mid, more mid to good.
Yeah. Mid to good.
Mid to good.
Hey, that would be a drastic improvement.
Yes,
I would love that. Okay. AG1 is great, and I think we could attribute AG1's effects to one Jesse Blake.
Yeah, I think AG1 is what powered me through 7 hours of streaming.
And the thing about it is you have it in the morning. 7 hours was not true. 6 hours, 59 minutes, 30 seconds. Jesse, you don't get to say that.
Yeah.
You don't get to say that. So I was watching Love is Blind, and there's a guy who drinks, as a part of his morning shake, a ground up chicken breast every morning.
A blended chicken breast.
And I'm like, buddy, you don't need to do that. You could just do AG1.
Jesse, it's one of the most shocking things I've ever seen.
Now, Jess. The thing about it is sometimes you can get tired of the same thing every morning. So what do we got? with
I've
AG1?
been lucky enough to try the new flavors that AG1 has come out with. They actually have new packs, like travel packs, which are super cool. They're like the slim travel packs that you can just throw in your purse or your bag or whatever it is. But now they have the original one. They have berry, which is a fruit flavored flavor with hints of blueberries and strawberries. They have citrus, which is zesty, hints of lemon and orange, and tropical with hints of papaya and passion fruit. And citrus for me is my favorite.
Okay. So listen, if it can get Jesse through an 18-inning baseball game that has screwed up all of our sleep schedules all week.
I'm still catching up.
Yeah, it might work for you too. Listen, head to drinkag1.com/STP and get a free welcome kit, including a bottle of vitamin D, and free AG1 travel packs, the ones Jesse was talking about, when you first subscribe. Again, that's drinkag1.com/STP. Again, it's drinkag1.com/STP. Now, I want to talk about the biggest signing in the league yesterday. Martin Necas, another guy off the free agency board for next summer, signs a massive extension with the Colorado Avalanche. This is 8 years, $92 million. That's 11 point. That's Nylander money. And he has been spectacular.
Yes.
He really has. Now, I want to phrase this question. I'm sure Avs fans are tired of hearing it, but the rest of us do want to have this discussion. Now, every time I bring this up, I need to slap people several times because everybody goes, Mikko Rantanen wanted $14 million. I am here to tell you for the last time that Mikko Rantanen, and I know this through several people, would have signed an extension with the Colorado Avalanche for less than Nathan McKinnon. Might have been $100,000 less, but he would. That was his red line.
So 12.5.
12.5 he would have done. It never got there. His starting ask was 14. The Avs were at 10. And at that time, we have to remember this is a we know the salary cap is about to explode world. Yeah. Where the Avalanche are looking at Cale Makar's deal and going, well, shit, that's going to be a lot of money in 3 players. We wouldn't want to be the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Fuck.
And so I think we have to look at this. Here's what gets me about this scenario. Because I'm going to get to my question in a second. Mm-hmm. Mikko never wanted to leave. His agent knew that. And I have to ask the question of whether or not the agent mismanaged this. Because when he was traded, it was a shock. Which tells me that both sides were so disengaged in February or January. Jesse and I were at the Ivy conference when this happened. They trade to Carolina. Remember?
Yes.
We did a live stream right after it happened.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. We were in London for the Ivy conference with Mr. Alan Walsh. And I went to Jesse's hotel room and did a 20-minute live stream.
That was fun.
They were so disengaged at this point that Mikko Rantanen and his agent were shocked by the trade. They did not see it coming. They were playing hardball with the Avs. So I ask you this. 11.5 for Martin Necas, who wants to be there. He signed the deal. 12.5 for Mikko Rantanen, which is what it would have come out to. Okay. And he wanted to be there. Who do you take?
My God, Mikko Rantanen, what? What are the best playoff performers of his generation? Mikko Rantanen.
Jesse, is it the same answer?
1,000 times out of 1,000.
Yes. Yeah.
I wonder, because there was, and I know this too, there were 2 teams that Mikko Rantanen would have signed an extension with outside of Colorado.
Please don't.
Dallas and the Leafs. That is the truth. I know you don't want to hear it, but that is the truth. Is there any sort of regret either on Joe Sakic and company or Mikko Rantanen and his agent and company, Andy Scott, I believe is his agent? Is there any sort of regret on both sides when that deal was announced yesterday going, should have been me?
I don't know about necessarily yesterday. I think it's spilt milk. I think everyone involved screwed that up. I think Rantanen screwed it up. I think his agent screwed it up. And I think the Avalanche screwed it up. But at the end of the day, the agent was representing a player who signed is that a $100 million deal? Mm-hmm. Rantanen got $100 million.
And beat the Avs in the playoffs. Game 7 hat trick.
By losing, let's say, $500,000 a year, he lost $4 million. So he had to take a piddly 100 instead of 104.
Well, it's 92.
It's 90s, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
But who cares? Who gives a damn? Like, it's still boat money. Like, it's just unrelatable to the vast majority of humanity money. And I don't think he'll miss that money. He's going to be fine. I don't think the agent is going to miss it. You know, maybe a little hit to his reputation, but I think he's probably fine. And the Avalanche already don't have him. They already did they already did all that. They traded him. They got Necas instead. They ended up playing him in the playoffs and they lost. You can't live life in the past. You have to go forward. They have Necas. He's good. The going rate for a guy who scores the way he does is 11.5. You sign him.
Jesse.
One of the reasons that I'm not confident, but I thought the Hudson deal would get done is because this is how negotiations usually go. Everybody's far apart, and then they take their time, and over time, things come together, and they always get a deal done. With the Rantanen deal, it seemed like they didn't do the thing that usually happens with these big hockey contracts where you play it out, you get to June 30th, next day is July 1st, and he's like, okay, I'll take the deal. Or the Avs are like, okay, here's the money. That's usually how this thing plays out.
And I think that's what they were banking on.
But the risk is he just walks and you're dead.
Yeah, but there's always that risk.
I guess.
That you always face that possibility, and then you had a playoffs with Mikko Rantanen, and that was your risk. It's the same thing with Mitch Marner and all that, but I'll bring it back to that afterwards. Just to back up what Adam was saying about the contract, Pierre LeBrun wrote this in The Athletic when Rantanen was moved to Carolina and even before he was moved to Dallas. He said, my understanding is that Rantanen was willing to take less than what a July 1st market number looked like to stay in Colorado. But even so, his number was not in the same realm of as where the Avs were. Meaning, I don't think Rantanen was stuck at $14 million. He would have taken less to stay in Denver. But I would imagine even being around $12.6 million, McKinnon average annual value was seen as too much by the Avs. And when I hear that the Avs thought, you know, our bar is 12.6 for McKinnon, like anywhere in and around that number that says that from Pierre LeBrun, that's too much, but he's willing to come down. That sounds to me like a negotiation where the two sides are willing to move a little.
Yeah.
And if this had played out, because the trade happened in January, right? There was enough time where Rantanen probably would have just come down to stay in Colorado.
Jesse, you had a month till trade deadline even.
Yeah, and the Avs would have come up to keep him because they recognize what player that is. So I just think this is bad on both parts. And I guess it's more on the Avs because they pulled the trigger, right? It's on them to pull this thing in January and just say, hey, we're done. We want to guarantee we get something in return. And that's Necas and everything's good. And I imagine at this point for the Avs and Avs fans, just to bring it full circle, it's like how people bring up Mitch Marner to you. Shut up. Like, we've moved on. Why are we talking about this? Rantanen isn't here. We're going to come up on a year in 2 months of this trade. We can move on. We have a new team. We played through the whole playoffs. Let's move forward.
Fans are allowed to poke fun at you and go, but that's not how you run a team.
Exactly.
So you just got to move forward.
Mm-hmm. In an alternate reality, I truly believe they get this done if they just wait it out.
The other thing with the Avs, I think you're probably right, but the elephant in the room with the Colorado Avalanche is like, think about this. When they were having contract negotiations with Mikko Rantanen, they were probably like, oh, and in a few years, we're going to have to give Cale Makar like 14.
That'd be great.
In a few years, you're going to have to give him 20.
That'd look really good.
The report today is that if they can get him anywhere a penny even under Leon Draisaitl, which is $14 million, they will see that as a victory. You know what? He probably will, though. You know he probably will. NHL guys always accept less. McDavid make it 12-5, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Always?
Well, except for Toronto. Toronto NHL guys do not.
How don't you just...
Hey, Tavares did, though. Tavares did. After his big contract, but still, he was free.
They make me sick.
Well, that era, they sure got their butts handed to them. So yeah, anyway, I wanted to leave it there. I think it's a win for the Avs. Necas looks great. I don't think he's the same game breaker as Rantanen, but he's not paid the same as Rantanen either. And to me, the Avs are my cup pick already. Like I just
I think he's a really good fit for them.
He is. I love this
Crazy speed, like unmatchable.
Yeah,
speed.
but that whole team is amazing.
Yeah,
That whole
but I'm
fucking team.
saying like a speed 1-2 of McKinnon and Necas.
Yeah.
Makar coming up the rear. Like it's pretty good, man.
Yeah, it's rough. It's going to be rough to play them, and I know they're in 6th now. I would not be shocked to see them in the top 2, top 3 finishing the season. They're going to be just fine. Good old Colorado Avalanche. Just
Yeah, but they're in the middle of Colorado-October.
Yeah,
Not as good as
not the
Oiltober.
middle. It's the end of Rocktober.
Yeah,
Anyway, long story short, we'll leave it there. We got a guest to bring on.
Ooh.
Mr. Mike Commito, who makes his 3rd straight October appearance on
Wow.
the Steve Dangle Podcast, promoting his 3rd book in 3 years. Let's bring on Mike. All right, welcoming onto the show for the 3rd year running, traitorous rat, Mike Commito, with author of Bruins 365, book about some team out of Boston or whatever.
This is my greatest betrayal so far.
Yes,
for sure.
yeah.
The Habs was Habs. This is much worse. This is far more egregious.
Mike, I can't believe you could do this to us.
Yeah. First question, why? Second, how dare you?
Both fair, yeah. And the funny thing is that the publisher didn't even they wanted me to do Wings 365. So I volunteered to do Bruins 365, and honestly, part of the reason for that is because there's a lot of Bruins connections to where I live in Sudbury, Ontario. I just felt there was a little bit more of a kinship, if I could even use that word, with the team. And then, of course, I've got a lot of reference points from 2013, 2018, 2019, 2024. We can stop at
Jesse,
any point.
you can end this whenever you want. Like you just click exit, right?
That's the first question, right? From us Leafs fans, when do those Leaf touch points make the book?
Oh, they're all there.
They're all there.
So again, they're all there. Yeah, they're all there. I had to. I joked in the last book that no Habs fan wanted to read a Montreal Canadiens book from the perspective of a Leafs fan. But in this book, I think poured a little bit of my my trauma into those pages, because I felt that Bruins fans, they probably wouldn't mind reading that, and so it was in many ways a little bit cathartic, but ultimately not the most pleasant of the 3 books to write. So
That's
Steve's
great,
face
man.
right now is exactly like how the writing looked for me.
He's giving you a stink eye.
Yeah. No. This is just how I always look. Did you interview any Bruins for the book?
No, I did not. I ended up I had some interviews from some past players for different projects. And so I interviewed Nick Foligno previously. Just again, he was one of those Sudbury connections. But I did end up interviewing Patrice Bergeron for a different project after the book had already gone. And we had talked about obviously the infamous game in 2013. So I wasn't able to include any of his thoughts on that. But certainly, I don't think we need the Bruins perspective on that. I think there's enough. Every fan, knows exactly where they were for those games, probably who they were with, different experiences. And so I think I rely on a lot of that, to kind of help add to the facts that we need to include for those stories. What
is the revelation for you writing this book? Because I know you're talking about, 365 different basically mini stories or anecdotes or, whatever else. I'm wondering, what did you take away from this that you didn't already know? Because I know you're a pretty well-researched guy.
Yeah. No, I think so. I mean, I think with a team like this, and given the players they've had through franchise history, like from Eddie Shore, Bobby Orr, Ray Bourque, Chara, Bergeron, there's a lot of these players that loom large in hockey lore, regardless of whether you cheer for the Bruins or not. So for me, I think it was learning about a lot of these other players who were not household names for me, just because, I'd grown up rooting for the Leafs. So I didn't, outside of these big names, and obviously the times when they encountered each other in the playoffs, there was a lot of the team's history that I didn't necessarily know. So I think getting to learn about some of these players was always a highlight for me. But I think if you were to look at the Bruins over their last, they celebrated their 100th anniversary last year. This is a franchise that is always, I think, interesting and exciting at times. Obviously, they haven't always been the most competitive. And I think we're kind of going into that window right now where, they're going through the highs and lows. Even though a couple of days ago, we're this team is awful. Now they're winning games again. So they're exciting. Certainly I think even when they're not being competitive, they have a team that I think has that big bad Bruins character, even if that is emblematic of a very certain era that doesn't exist anymore. they still have that kind of in their fiber, in their DNA. And so I think that's really my takeaway after spending far too much time with the Bruins last year researching and writing.
This is a difficult one to do, but I mean, you'll never be better prepared for it than after writing this book. What is the Boston Bruins Mount Rushmore?
Ooh.
Ooh,
It's hard.
that's a tough one. I mean, obviously, like there's easy, like, get Bobby Orr out of the way, put him on there.
Very easy.
You got Bergeron, put him on there. Ray Bourque, Chara. Like, I mean, we could go with those four right there, and like, you could probably be fine with that. But I mean, I mentioned Eddie Shore off the hop. Like, you can include Eddie Shore for, again, a lot of the work that he did that kind of paved the way for a player like Bobby Orr to come in. And I'm certainly like leaving out like Cam Neely again, a much shorter era, but I think very dynamic in the run that he had with the Bruins. Had his career not been like limited by injuries.
Phil Esposito.
I've given you.
That's a surprising one.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll retract what I said earlier that four was locked in at the beginning because you have to include Esposito there. So I think you got Bobby Orr, you got Phil Esposito, you got Patrice Bergeron, and then honestly that fourth slot, like you've got Bourque, Chara, like pick one of those guys. And I mean, we're leaving off, I'm sure, dozens of other players that could all ultimately make a case for at least being either on there or like an honorable mention.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's funny because this Bruins team is the most recently successful team amongst all of the two previous books you did, right? Because Leafs never won anything.
No.
We don't need to talk about that. Montreal, they haven't won in a while, but they have the most storied history and the most championships, but they don't have a championship.
They went to the finals at least this decade.
Yeah, 93, you got to go back. But the Bruins actually have a recent championship and a couple of appearances in the Stanley Cup final. So how did you balance like throwing in the modern day stuff as opposed to like going back to the original 6 days? Because they weren't as successful back then like the Canadiens franchise would be.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think what's interesting too, especially as you like see how like the NHL has evolved and how the schedules have changed, like when they were winning their Stanley Cups early on in like the 30s and 40s, like the season was usually wrapping up by March or April. So those dates never really would conflict with future dates that would fall in around that time, especially, now as they play so late into the year. Like when they won the Cup in 2011, like that happened on June 15th. And so there's really nothing else that's usually happening at that time of year. And so you're able to kind of focus in on those. And I think even during, bubble hockey, which is, an era that, many of us probably like to forget, but you get the benefit of having dates of hockey now being played in August, right? And so that gives you a whole extra load of content that otherwise might have been a birthday or like a dog days of summer trade that probably didn't mean a lot, but ultimately it's better than having nothing that day. But I think, having those days and having the ability to choose, I think what I was careful to do though is that like, yes, 2011 was obviously like their first Stanley Cup in nearly 4 decades, but I didn't include every single game from that run just because it kind of gets repetitive. So I made sure to pick and choose different moments from that run, but certainly that Vancouver final stacks up a lot. I've got that line, that exchange between, Tim Thomas and Roberto Luongo about, I didn't know it was my job to pump his tires. Like that's its own story just because that happened to be on an off day when there wasn't a game. I think that happened on a practice day, but I felt given how iconic that exchange was, we had to throw that in there.
Wow. Well, Mike, we're looking forward to grudgingly reading this. And listen, what you are doing is really, really impressive. I want you to know that. Like pumping out a book every year, as Steve knows.
I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah. It's really and you have a job, and you have how many kids do you have?
I have two girls.
Two girls under the age of.
They're 9 and 5, so 2 under 10.
So so you're right in the drag them to sports every weeknight thing too. So or whatever else they're doing. So I just want to say, man, from us to you, we're so impressed by the work ethic. And these books really are amazing. As much as we don't love the Bruins one, you do an amazing job. For anybody that's just a nerd for hockey, this is a great Christmas present. This is a great self-present. You need to get these books.
And they're truly unique in the way you read them, right? Like, it's not you sit down, like, I don't know, I don't sit down and read this whole book. It's literally take it by day, and you get a little Mike Commito in your life every single day of the year.
Which
like,
is
it's fun.
Listen, just like his wife, we need that, just like Mike's wife. Little Mike Commito in our lives every day. Mike, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. We wish you the best. What's the next team? You kind of hinted at it last year. Do we have a next team picked out?
So this is going to interrupt our annual tradition because I don't have a team lined up for next year.
Oh, no. Yeah. You're not going back to like Red Wings or something? No,
I mean, I think eventually. So I am working on another book. It'll be out in 2027, and it's a departure from the 365 universe.
You need
so
a break.
It's still going to be in hockey, but it's a break from what we've been doing. I definitely will go back to it. I think I needed a little bit of time away because Bruins was a third one in 3 years. So I'm working on a different project that I think is kind of letting me, flex a little bit more creativity and a little bit more latitude on the way the stories are constructed. So we're not done with the 365 series, but something else exciting is in the works.
Well, it sounds like Mike Commito hates the Red Wings. Sure would be
Clip
ashamed
that.
if Wings fans heard that.
Looks like they need a new target. Get them, fellas.
Mike, we love you, buddy. Congratulations on everything, and thanks so much for joining us.
No, thanks, guys. I appreciate it, truly.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.